Hey guys, it's Amy with aim.to.plan, and today I'm doing a flip through of some of my January planners. So you can see here that I've got my Franken planner, and I, in the month of January, basically mid-month, moved into this Franken planner. After recording some of the Franken planning series videos, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and use the second method that I talked about, and moved my planners into here. And so just to start off with, I'm actually not flipping through all of my planners. The goal is to flip through most of them, but I will not be flipping through my two memory books, the birthday memory book and Sophia's memory book, and I won't be flipping through my work planner. And the reason for the work planner is basically there's like student names and things like that because I work in higher ed, and so I don't want to flip through that. So what I'll be flipping through here is 6 of the 9 planners that I've got, and it's not going to be the two memory books, not going to be my work planner, but everything else will be what I flip through. So let's go ahead and get started. So again, this setup is the Franken planner, but it is split up into sections, and you'll see this as I flip through it. I need to put some more sticky notes here, but I use this spot for sticky notes, and then I have a pocket folder and a pin loop attached to the pocket folder just in case I need to put anything in there. And then this first section right here is Sophia's memory book, and I've already pulled it out. There's nothing in here, so we'll skip that. And so the first section that we're actually going to cover or flip through is going to be my personal planner. Now for my personal planner, I actually am using, well, in January, I used the At a Glance daily pages that I purchased last year for daily planning. And it's super functional. So you'll see this as we flip through. And you'll see that I'm using these sheets here just to like give some blank space. It's not something I actually keep in there. I'm just using it so that way it's not distracting. You'll see later there's some like images that are a little bit distracting, so I wanted to like have a little bit more of a clean slate. So this is not actually part of the planner, it's just separating some of the sections. And so the at a glance pages are, I cut down to mini size so it would fit into a mini planner. And I use pieces from the at a glance, but then also have some pieces here of Jane's agenda of the December subscription box, which was for January. And so you can see here, this clip is from Jane's agenda, the vellum dashboard here is from Jane's agenda, and the divider is from Jane's agenda, and I just undid that. So these pieces right here are from Jane's agenda. This quote card is also from Jane's agenda. There are far better things ahead than any we leave behind by C.S. Lewis. Super cute. So I had that as my setup at the very beginning. And so here is basically the beginning of the at a glance. And actually I didn't put all the front page material type stuff. This is just the front, the like other side of page 1. And so for my daily planning, it's pretty functional. You'll see this as I flip through. I every once in a while will stamp or put stickers, but mostly it's just notes to myself. You'll see later, like it starts getting a little bit busier. And so I just like my daily planning looks like this. It's just a kind of a mix of everything where it's mini, but also like notes on like micro pages. I punch in stuff and write notes on the back of things. I have in the past like literally punched in napkins and put them in there. And I'll use post-it notes. This is falling out, but post-it notes, and I'll write on post-it notes and have post-it notes in here. Stamp every once in a while, but it's pretty much functional, straight functional. This side, I track big events or big things that I've gotten done. And then here's my to-do list on this side. And it just goes like that for the rest of the month. Super cute. I was coloring with Sophia, so I punched that in on the 7th and did that. And then again here, like a bunch of post-it notes with notes underneath it. All right, and then it was Sophia's birthday party on the Saturday, so I have a bunch of notes about the party. So several pages with that. And then again, another sticky note, and there's notes on the back of the sticky note too. All right, something's happening here. There's a little bit of glue. Right, again, events on this side, tasks on this side, same thing here. I have sticky notes everywhere. Right, and then again, some more micro notes. And then I was trying to make some task cards. You can kind of see this. Some task cards here, like to use as like dividers, an AM routine and a PM routine. And I ended up just not using it. So I left it here where I had made it. But I had cut it so where it could be like a bit of a divider. I might still pull that out and use it. And one of the things about the at a glance is that for Monday through Friday, there's the daily hourly side and then the task list side. But on Saturday and Sunday, it's only just the hourly part of it. And so on the weekends, I have to kind of put in my own notes, like a notes page, so that way I can have something, or, you know, sometimes I don't even need it because it's Friday. And I didn't even write, you can see here, I didn't even write on Friday. But like Saturday and Sunday, it's only this page. Like you only get this page and you only get the Sunday page, which I actually didn't use. All right, so at this point, I've been using it since the like for the entire month until the 23rd, and then I decided to trial something I was planning to use in February. So here, I colored this picture. Actually, I didn't color it. Sophia colored this, and I decided to use this just to cover this back page. And then I decided to trial like a daily version of the student layout. I have a ton of like outdated student layouts, and I was trying to use like an hourly format, like from 7 o'clock in the morning to midnight, and see if that worked. Kept my to-do list here. I actually really like this. I will probably use this in the future. I just decided to move into a different system. You saw that in the previous video where I'm moving into Skinny Mini for February. So I didn't decide. I decided ultimately not to use this for February, although I was trialing it, like testing it out for February. So I did try this out for the 24th of January. And then this is the, I'm not sure, let me see. This is the Monday page. Okay, so this was the 24th. January 24th was Sunday. All right, and so this was Sunday. And then it just goes into Monday. Well, I forgot, this page was here. Okay, so then it goes into Monday, right? So this is what Monday looks like. Again, hourly, and then the task list. And again, I'm putting this in here just so this part of it is not distracting as I flip through the rest of it. And then Tuesday, getting towards the end of January here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, again with another micro notes. And then this page right here, again, I colored this, and Mardi Gras in my area is really a big thing, and so I did this, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. I might actually cut this out and put it into February to kind of celebrate Mardi Gras. I didn't do anything with the back page of that coloring sheet. And then here's the rest of the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. And again, here you can kind of see where Saturday and Sunday are just the hourly page and not the task list. So sometimes I'll have to put like a sheet in the middle just to kind of have tasks for Saturday and for Sunday. But this last weekend I didn't, since I transferred everything to my February planner setup. So at the very end here, I have a couple of pages that I just pull from my home binder and put in here just to like they're active. I consider them like active. I'm using them that month, and so I pulled this out. Like this is from my fun section of my home binder. It's a tracker for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the show. And so on the back here, we're tracking, like we've only made it through basically the end of season 3. For like a period of like 3 months, we stopped watching, but now we're finally getting back into watching a few more episodes, and so I made a note here that we started watching again. And then I have my weekly cleaning schedule. This is on it's just like one of the, like it's actually the very first home edition, and I ended up laminating this, and so that is there for me to use. And so I only did it for this 1 week, you can see here. Okay, then that is my personal section, and that's the daily, so that will be that. And again, I'm using these pages just to separate it. It's kind of distracting to kind of look at some of that, so that's here. Here, my second section is going to be my budget, and so here is a combination of my like transaction register as well as like my budget journal, and I don't use the budget journal all the time, but I do use the Skinny Mini whenever I have a transaction. It's not an everyday thing, but definitely every week. And so this is the beginning set of pages, and then January. Here you'll see I have 2 dividers. I don't know what happened, but I ended up using an old divider. So I put this divider because that's the one that goes with this planner, but then this is the one I actually wrote on. And you can see here, this side of it, I track my categories and how much spending I had in each category at the end of the month. And then here I track anything that's auto paid or pulled directly from our account. And so it's just a list of bills essentially. Then here is where I do all of my like intentional, like these are things that I don't have already scheduled or on auto pay, and I just track everything. And so it's just pretty much a running list here. I included here my financial vision board. I'll talk about this in just a second, and I'll show that to you. Okay, and then here is some more. It's just literally like checkbook register style. I did stencil in some lines so I could write a little bit straighter across. And then here's the final total for the end of January in terms of my no spend 2021. My goal is to spend $0 in planning, 0 on Amazon, and then try to reduce the amount of spending I'm doing in like just regular miscellaneous shopping. And I do, of course, have categories for food, gas, car repairs, and so some of the bigger categories, in fact, they're like right here. So all of these categories right here, I have set aside money for, but this category right here of shopping are things that I am trying to reduce. It says right here 0, but really reduce the amount that I'm spending. So for planners, I ended up spending right around $5. For Amazon, I returned a bunch of stuff, so I have basically credit, like $225 of credit. Not credit, but like I got it refunded back to my card at Amazon, and then I spent like basically $4 to return something from Amazon. And I decided after the fact, like I'm going through the video and I've already posted this, but like I decided after the fact to move this money, the $329, and go ahead and deduct it from Amazon, because even though I didn't pay it directly to Amazon, it was an Amazon shipping fee. It was a shipping fee to return something for Amazon. So I moved that. And then here is this back page. And there's always a back page right before the divider. This back page I use to track any kind of transactions or transfers I need to do between banking accounts. And so this is a list of the things that I am transferring over. And so that is my, like the transaction register that I have. The second part of the budget is going to be all of the things that are like budget journal related stuff. So these are all the things that aren't necessarily tied to a specific date. These are things that I have just sat down and kind of processed my thoughts about my budget and talked a little bit about like things like, for example, the financial vision board. And so what I'm using for this is not actually the hello page for it, but I decided to put this hello page in there from an undated planner just because it was cute and it kind of matches what is in the budget journal. The budget journal I am using is the Minnie Mouse, mostly the Minnie Mouse budget page, which looks like this, or this is one of the pages. And so I don't journal every week related to it, but this week I did. And so it was for this week, the first full week of January. I talked a little bit about like how the no spin was going, kind of like a week 1 check-in. So I did that. I actually need to go through and like check all of these off because I did not actually spend in my 3 categories for most of the week. And then on the back here, I just kind of journaled out some of my thoughts related to it. Most of this is really like, what are some of the planner supplies, planner like releases that really attracted my attention, and how did I avoid the temptation to buy it? So that's right here. Then the rest of this is actually related to Wild University. So if you don't know, I'm an annual member of Wild University. And for January 2021, Budget U was the monthly theme. And so the Wild University program pretty much put together like a monthly like degree, quote unquote degree plan, a major where we're working through a specific topic. And so the topic for January was budgeting. I'm not going to flip through this. I'll flip through it like this just so you can see it. But basically there were several worksheets related to budgeting. And so I completed the entire major and I felt like I learned a lot about budgeting from this process. And I feel like I'm fairly good at budgeting, but well, not fairly good. I tried to budget and I felt like I learned a lot and like was able to improve my competence related to budgeting from that. So again, I'm not going to flip through it. It's like, like if you're a member, then you have access to this information. But if you're not a member, it's not something I want to show because it is considered proprietary information. But I will flip to the back here. And I put a note here saying screenshots, and this is one of the things that I did as part of Budget U. And so I printed it out to be included in my Skinny Mini, but this is the financial vision board that I created. And so part of the budget of the major was talking about what is my ultimate vision financially. And I included some icons here. So it's things like related to travel, things related to making sure that I grow my marriage, things related to planner supplies and decreasing planner supplies, YouTube, work and community related to work, saving for Sophia's graduation, saving for retirement, improving our home, increasing our investments, teaching Sophia, this is what this is meant to represent, teaching Sophia how to live financially well, and then Instagram, and then learn how to reduce waste. And so it's a recycling symbol, but it's more so like minimalism, trying to reduce just splurges that I have and just focus on like using what I have. So that's the financial vision board, which I love. And then these were the notes that I took in terms of before creating this. These were the notes from one of the live sessions that we had, and you can see how messy it is. But basically, those were the notes here, and this actually goes right here. It could go right here, or it could go into my transaction register. I'll probably actually leave it here just because. All right, and then this is like a final note here where I'm talking about like my overall budget and how my numbers really look good, and like breaking down more specifically the no spend, which I showed you a little bit earlier, and talking about that. Okay, so that's the budget section. Now those two are probably the most in-depth. The rest of it are pretty straightforward flips, okay? So the next section, wellness. I'm using pieces of outdated planners. So I did pull this Hello cover page just to have it. And then I pulled this, which is from a student layout, just to have this in case I like go back to the gym and have a class schedule. That was what I was gonna do here. For the very beginning of January, I was on vacation, so I actually went back and back planned this, but this was a student layout that I just kind of tracked the eating that I had. And then we get into the first full week, and this is when I moved into the outdated wellness layout. And so this is what it looks like. I track up here, like just big, like, not big, but like just routine things that I'm doing. Then here's my food log. And then here is some of the metrics like weight, my ketosis levels, water, which I was very bad at, and my steps, which I didn't write down at all, as you can see here. And then I liked this layout, but I actually, well, I forgot. I also, because it's outdated, I'm able to like tape down and just not use the back side of one page. And I am able to like print out things from the internet. Here on the 6th, I decided to like research intermittent fasting and some of the methods for intermittent fasting. So I included that here. And then it flips to the 11th, which is the very next week. So I really love using outdated pages in that way because you can kind of separate it a little bit. Now, one of the things I did differently from the previous, like the 4th through the 10th, to this week is that I flipped these two sections, but otherwise it's pretty much the same thing. I decided to go in and include some photos, which I didn't really love, so I'm not going to do that in the future. And again, same kind of setup here. Note that I was super stressed that week, and I'm really bad about exercising. So one of the goals that I have for February is to get back into exercise. And then here. Now, one of the big things is I've been doing the keto diet. It's been working really well for me. And then right here at the very end, we ended up getting, again, Mardi Gras is really big here. So I ended up deciding to go off keto for a little bit in order to like enjoy some of the king cake. It's like a very specific king cake that we ordered that like we were on a waiting list for. So I did some research, and again, like same kind of setup where I basically, glued it down and it's taped to the back of a page. And I talk a little bit about some of the good reasons and some of the bad reasons for going off keto and or cheating on a diet. And so I included those notes here. I did find out that the overall like ketosis levels that I had didn't really get affected too much by like having a slice of king cake. So that was really good news for me. So even though I was doing all this research, it didn't really actually affect my ketosis levels. So I was still officially on keto, even though I had a little bit of carbs and sugar. Okay, and so the rest of this is just the rest of the notes for February. This next section is my birthday memory planner. Again, I just pulled it out just because it's not in here. And then this section is gratitude. Now, gratitude, I was aiming to try to do this every day, but I ended up only doing it for the 24th and the 31st. So it's only 2 days in January. It's just a journal and really focusing on like the good things and the bad things and some notes related to that. And you can see here, like this page, I did put some stickers, but this page I didn't at all. I just journaled, right? Second to last section here is my social media planner. Again, outdated pages. So this was just a random Hello cover page that I pulled just because it, for me, like really kind of went with the theme of like a social media or like planning planner. And what I do here is use a lined vertical. This week, I didn't really do a ton with social media, so it's mostly just decorated. And then this week was the week of Sophia's birthday party. It was on the 9th, and so I have that. I include photos from YouTube and Instagram on this side. And then the rest of this is just notes from like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or just like things related to planner stuff that I just take notes of. And that's pretty much it. All right, it's mostly just notes to myself. And again, the photos here. I don't love this setup. I might in February move back into like having all of it on like the monthly page because I really like that for 2020. So I might do that in February and just moving forward. This week, I let Sophia just go crazy and stamp everywhere. And I did cover up some of it with like these little boxes, but mostly it's just her stamps and it's kind of chaotically and like wild and kind of distracting to the eye. I mean, you can see here these boxes and all for January and throughout the year. I make note of any sales that I have, so those notes are in there. Okay, and then here we switch to a different like version of the vertical line, so it's actually taped down here. And so same kind of setup here, but like right here, some notes related to like some of the planner tidying that I did. Here is like one of the big destashes that I had. And then here's a bingo card for February 2021 for one of the planner groups that I'm in. And again, the rest of the notes. All right. And that's pretty much it. Now in my last section is my faith. And in this section, I am still trying to figure out what I need to do here. I can't settle on anything. So you'll see it's like pretty basic. Like it's like 3 pages, I think. I did use the cover page from the faith planner, the 18-month faith planner. I need to like cover that up. And then I went ahead and glued this down. It's actually this side of the page, and I trimmed off the edge and then just glued it to the 2020 page since I wasn't using that. And then here's the beginning of January, 1, 2, and 3. And you can see here, I basically made note of which verses, which chapters I was reading. And so that's what happened there. And then here, like, I mean, it was pretty much just the chapters. And so I decided instead of like putting an entire like weekly spread together just to track that, what I would do instead is, oh, and here's some sermon notes. And then what I decided to do instead was track it through here. So this is where I started. I went ahead and filled in some of these beginning stuff, but this is where I kind of started, and I'm just making note of the Bible chapters that I'm reading. It's not a great system. I'm not in love with it, so I will probably change this up. I'm not really sure how, but in February, I'm using something very similar in my Skinny Mini, and I have added a prayer list for February. So that's pretty much it. Oh my gosh, I feel like that was a very long flip through. I was talking a lot more than I thought I would, but that was really going through my planner, my personal planner, my budget planner, wellness, my social media, and my faith, as well as a couple of pages of gratitude journal. And that's what January looked like for me. And I'm really excited about February, combining a couple of things. If you haven't seen it already, I did post a planner setup for February, moving into a Skinny Mini, so you can check out that video. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. And until the next video, bye!